Hello, this is Billy Core from the Nostalgia Mall, and before we begin, I want to make a quick announcement. Another new change is coming to my channel, but don't worry, nothing big. From now on, my videos will be on a schedule. You'll be getting 2 videos a week, one on Tuesday and another on Thursday, as well as some in between if there's a special event. I figured this would help get more views and whatnot, because people would expect the videos on a certain day, so that'll just make things a little bit easier for you guys. So again, new videos every Tuesday and Thursday from now on, and on special occasions. Anyway, on to the subject of this video. What we are looking at is a vintage black and white portable television. This is a Lloyd's brand television set that my parents bought back in 1984, I believe, and they got it at Eckerd Drug, if you remember that store. I sure do. Of course, this TV is older than I am. This model number is a 744A, and yes, folks, it still works, and we'll take a look at it in a moment. Well, the radio part of it still works. TV part still technically works, but as you may recall, back in the year 2009, the United States shut off analog broadcasting, which is what this television uses, so any hope of picking up a TV broadcast on here is not much. And I guess you could hook up some kind of digital antenna to it, but I really don't see how unless you attach something to the antenna itself. I know there's a way to do that, but that's beyond my expertise. So anyway, we'll take a look around of it. So let's go ahead and pause so I can get the camera off the tripod. Alright, get a closer look at it. It's a black and white CRT. A plastic bezel over it, although as you can see here, it's a little bit broken right there, the bezel at least. This TV hasn't been used since 2009. We stopped using it then when the analog broadcasting went away, and it's been in storage for almost 9 years now, but I brought it back out today and tested it. Still works just fine, aside from not being able to pick up a TV signal anymore. But the picture tube itself still works, radio still works. Very, very worn out though. We used this for many, many years. I guess we used it for 25 years. If we got it in 1984 and quit using it in 2009, I guess that would be 25, yeah. We mostly used it in the bathroom, to be honest. Used to have the radio going when we would take a shower and whatnot, or wash our hands and whatnot. But so this would live in there, and we would bring it out on occasion. Usually when the power would go out, we'd be able to watch TV on it. And over here you got the controls. For the radio, we've got an AM/FM band. And yes, again, the radio still works. And we got the television controls. We got UHF and VHF. Wasn't that a movie with Weird Al Yankovic? And we got low and high VHF and regular UHF. And of course, these are analog controls here. We've got a little bar down here to hold the TV up with, which you need to be careful when moving it around because it is quite sensitive. On the right side, we've got a volume knob. It's a little bit flaky now, but it works well enough. We've got AM and FM and AFC. Not sure what AFC is, to be honest. We've got a connector here for an external antenna, which I guess would be an analog antenna you could plug up to get a stronger signal, but Not exactly sure exactly what would plug in there. I'm not sure if there's a way you could plug up any kind of digital antenna to that, or hook up some kind of composite input, which would be really nice. And on the back, we got the power plugs. It has both a plug for AC and DC 12 volt. Some kind of battery selector. Apparently you could have regular alkaline or rechargeable in here, and you would switch between the two types with whatever that is. And here's the model info. It's a Lloyd 744A, and it was manufactured in Korea. Go. Turn it back around on this side. We get the picture controls, vertical hold, horizontal hold, and brightness and contrast, along with a standard 35mm headphone jack. And back on the front and here at the top, we've got the tuning knobs for TV and radio. Oh yeah, and this also doubles as a carrying handle, which is really cool. And on the bottom right here, not much here, but we get some information there, along with the battery compartment. Don't worry, the batteries were taken out when we retired it. And this uses either C or D batteries, but when we demonstrate it, we're going to be using AC power. So there we go. And here's the regular antenna. Top of it here has been cut off, but it still does the job. So okay, we'll go ahead and prop it back up and test it out. Alright, let's go ahead and power it up. We'll start with the radio. Volume control is very, very jittery. Probably dirty contacts.
Garages and storm drains, and texting loved ones. More than half an hour later, they all finally got relief. It was a false alarm sent to the entire state by Hawaii's Emergency Management Agency.
Yeah, you don't want to get a little too frivolous with this. I don't want to pick up anything that might get me a nice juicy content ID match.
The chairman of the FCC said the agency is launching an investigation into the alert, and that President Trump was briefed on the issue on Twitter after the all-clear.
I believe this is what UXW Bill and VOS Life referred to as the piano station. So yeah, the radio still works perfectly after 34 years, I believe. 1984. And if what good it will do, we'll switch over to the TV mode.
Classical music in the world.
And we've got a picture. Well, if you consider static a picture. But again, because the United States doesn't have analog broadcasting for television anymore, we're really not going to be picking up much. Actually, we're not going to be picking up anything. This is VHF, I believe. See, I'm sure there's some kind of way to hook up a composite signal up to this. But again, that's beyond my expertise. Well, that's a little bit different looking, but we're just wasting our time here. Switch it over to UHF. Whoa. Something's trying to come in, possibly, but it's probably some kind of aerial interference. Oh, this is exciting, folks. Gather the loved ones around. So you can watch Billy Core tune a television from 1984 that ain't gonna work. The story of the year. It seems like something's trying to come in, but I know there's still low-powered broadcasters around, but I wouldn't think there'd be any in my area. Whoa, it's like I was seeing something. It's like something is kind of trying to come in, but so yeah, I guess that's all there is to see here. Wasn't much. So yeah, very cool piece of electronic accessory right here. I did look this model up online, but was not really able to find much aside from something from the oh, I almost fell down there. Something from the Vintage Radio Museum, and I will put a link to that in the description for those who want to check that out. So yeah, the Lloyd television, the portable television from 1984. Of course, there were much nicer units you could get back then, like the Sony Watchman. Plenty of videos of those online. And we had a couple of other little handheld analog TVs back in, I guess, the mid to late 90s, but I don't think we have those anymore. You know, I do remember one particular occasion using this during Hurricane Fran back in September of 1996 when our power was out, and I was watching Sesame Street on here. Random memory, I know, but but yeah, this TV's been around a lot. So, until next time, this is Billy Core, signing off.